Hey there, guys. We're going to move into some more of the depressing stuff happening with World War II. Talking about Auschwitz. Okay, now, Auschwitz was the most prolific of all the camps the Nazis used at this time period. And this one was simply with the purpose of killing as many people as possible. Okay, you have some other camps like Dachau, which are more of a work camp where they want people to work. If you were at Auschwitz, your survival chances were slim to none. Basically, you're going to be killed the moment you get here. It's going to be 1.1 million documented deaths at Auschwitz. Okay, this is not even accounting for those who died that were not ever documented at this time period. In addition to those actually being gassed, which was the primary method of murder at this camp, many are going to die from starvation, diseases that are going to spread through the camps, or different medical experiences. And I have medical put in quotes because they were not exactly medical. We'll go into a little bit more detail about those in a second. First and foremost, I want to talk about one individual prisoner, prisoner 26947. It's going to be this girl just right here. Just look at that for just a second and have this image in the back of your head as we're talking about the rest of the stuff that's going on here at this camp. Okay, this was a number given to Czesława Kówka, is her name right here. She is a Catholic Polish girl, and she's going to be killed at Auschwitz simply because she is Polish. It's important to understand that when you're talking about this time period, some of the atrocities committed during World War II is that they were not solely targeting the Jews. The Jews were targeted by Hitler and the Nazis, but they were not the only group of people who were targeted. We also have the Poles who are targeted simply because they're from Slavic countries. The Russians are going to be targeted as well. Homosexuals are targeted. Anyone who's a political dissident is going to be targeted. Anyone with a mental disability or physical disability is going to be targeted. And then anyone who is all these people are going to be targeted, okay, as well. Gypsies, you name it. Anyone who is opposed to Hitler is going to be targeted. She's going to die simply because she was Polish. If you go back and look at this picture real fast, the important thing to realize, this was right when she arrived to camp. They cut down her hair, as well as I was talking about in the previous video. They're going to be using that hair for a number of different things at the camp, blasting caps, clothing as well. Her head was shaved. She was given her tattoo and her prison number. If you notice the cut on her lip, she was hit with a rifle butt at this time period, and then right before the photo was taken, she wiped the tears off her eyes and wiped the blood off of her lip, stood stoically for this picture. But if you look, you can tell that she's definitely in fear at this time period. Roughly about a month and a half after this photo was taken, she was killed at the camp. We do not know exactly the circumstances surrounding her death, but she was only 14 at the time of her death. So she's roughly the age of an 8th grader being killed simply because she was Polish. She's one of 230,000 youth sent to Auschwitz. This is people under the age of 18 sent and put into this camp simply because who they were, their nationality, or something like that. Right here is the first picture of Auschwitz. They would oftentimes arrive by train car. Simply would be transporting them from all of across Europe where they're going. It's important to understand that these camps, the death camps, were primarily placed out in Poland, away from mainland Germany. And the reason for this was they did not want the German citizens understanding the killing that was going on. We're going to kind of desensitize people who are at the camps to this. We don't want the Germans to know this. So this would be the first gate you would arrive in when you were coming to Auschwitz. Now, moving forward, some of the more other pictures going on right through here. They'd be taking you on train cars. You would have you'd be allowed one suitcase of belongings that, of course, would not go with you. So when you got off the train, just like they would do at the other camps, they're going to separate you at this time period, men from the women. Children are going to go with their parents at this time. And there's going to be workers who are going to be going through your bags, taking anything of value out of that. Looking to see what you have, anything that was not supposed to be there, they're going to take from you as well. These would be other people who are interned at the camp, workers as well, who are simply lucky enough to not be killed upon arrival at the camp. Here's a picture of some of the prisoners, as you can see. Notice how skinny some of them are starting to look at this time period. Those who are not necessarily as skinny have probably not been to the camp as long. Notice the clothing they are wearing. They're going to be white and striped. Okay, if you ever heard the book, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, this is going to be kind of the things right there. They're blue and white striped prison uniforms. They did not really care if the size was not correct. You were required to wear this at all times. You only got one. You couldn't really close it. Anything like that. Here are some of the children who were killed at this camp. These are Roma gypsy children. I believe virtually everyone on this picture was killed at some point during the camp. It's important to understand their age. They're not exactly old people. They're not going to make it very long. Really quite sad and depressing. This picture right here, just to show you again some of the stuff that was going on, the Nazis were obsessed with collecting gold. So these are all wedding rings that were taken from those who died at the camp. Okay, so each ring right here represents a marriage that was severed as a result of this death in this death camp, this torturous things that were going on. They're going to take these, they're going to melt them down into gold bars, and the Nazis are going to be having this for a very, very long time. This picture right here is some of the camp. Some of the prisoners in one of the men's camp right here. This picture, I believe, was taken right around liberation. Notice how skinny this person is and these people are in here. They're using their bowls as pillow. You've got one metal bowl. That metal bowl would be where your food is at. It's also going to be your bathroom because if you go on the ground, they'll simply shoot you. You need to go in the bathroom in order to kind of maintain some of that cleanliness. So that's going to be your food bowl. It's also going to be your bathroom if you don't have a chance to actually get to the bathroom in the middle of the night. It's also going to be your pillow because you don't have a place to rest your head. You're sleeping on a board and you're going to have maybe, if you're lucky, one blanket. If you're close to someone else, you're going to be treated, you're having something better because you're going to have their body heat inside of here at this time period. If the person next to you dies in the middle of the night, you now lose their body heat and you can freeze to death as well. Lastly, I want you to look at this picture right here. This is from the inside of one of the gas chambers at Auschwitz. These are finger marks from people being in there trying to claw their way out as they're slowly being gassed to death and suffocating, a very torturous and painful death. These finger marks are still here, these claw marks on the camp as people are trying to claw their way out. So make sure you know this kind of information. We'll discuss this a little bit more in class. If you have any questions, comment down below. Otherwise, have a good rest of your day.